went really loud, high pitched on that one because I'm so excited to be here. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. This is Spirit Guides After Dark, channeling erotic soul questions with me, Jenna Lee, and
Angela Shelby.
yeah. So as we are just starting to connect into our platforms here, I think just like a lot of people know us, but a little bit about we can start with you and give us a little bit about who you are, who your flavors are, and who you be.
Who my flavors are, who my people are. First of all, I just want to say everybody's people are here. So our spirit guides come in. Everybody who's listening, your spirit guides are here. Like we have our little group and we're the man on the ground, but this is a huge team event. There's things for each of us, and then there's your teams. This is like a whole Super Bowl going on. So just so y'all know, this is a party. Everyone's invited. I'm a channeler, spirit guide channeler. I am a dream interpreter. I do energy healing, quantum touch energy healing, which is awesome. It's amazing. And messages always come through. And this is the other thing I want people to understand. Y'all walk around with teams of healers. And when you come to visit me, it's because your guides have set it up. They've set you up to come see me. So, and your teams of healers work with me and you. Yeah, I do those things. Those are my passion. And what about you, Jenna? What do you like to do?
What do I like to do? I like to take long walks on the beach. I like to travel. Oh, okay. What do I do? So, I do those things too. I do travel, and but for purposes here, I do channel. I do work in the Akashic Enlightenment field, your Akashic records, your soul's journey, and I have opened that up for the space here too. So getting everyone's consent and their soul self if they are willing or excited to allow that in. I host retreats and workshops, and I do a lot on embodiment and conscious embodiment, integration of the shadows and applying them in the real world, like doing the healing work, but in workshops and retreats, like actually sitting in that and stepping into it and being it, and not only just kind of like healing the shadows and seeing them, but really stepping into that next phase, knowing that we are healed. So that's my passions there. I do a little bit of everything. Got some galactic energy that I work with too, some goddess galactic energy, some galactic flair that likes to pop in. So yeah, that's what I do. I do so much more, but yeah. So we are here. If you are not familiar, we have a podcast, Erotic Spirit Podcast, which we are excitedly coming out with some more episodes. We had to do a little switcheroo on some of the technical stuff and the studio stuff, and we got the space, and we have the episodes coming out for you guys very shortly. So if you're not tuned into Erotic Spirit Podcast on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify, give it a follow, because we're going to have some spicy, good episodes coming out here in a hot minute. So you want to tune into that. And we are doing this. Do you want to share why we are doing the lives? I mean, it's a different flavor than the podcast, but similar.
Yeah, we're doing the live so that we can answer people's questions in real time. It's kind of like getting a reading, but we've opened the floor to topics about like sex and intimacy and stuff people don't channel about. Well, we want to channel about it. These are the questions we want to ask Spirit, and Spirit has only the limits and boundaries we put on Spirit. So we want this to be a safe space for those kinds of questions. And I love to hear what people's questions are, and I'd love to hear the answers.
Right? Like, oh, that's
Channeling.
good.
I don't have to know the answers. I just have to be the best channel I can be. And it's to get conversation going, and it's to have a space like this. I've always wanted a space like this. I've always wanted what we are doing. So this is for me as much as it is for everybody else.
Amen to that. I hear that. I love that. And I love how you said spirit only has the restrictions that we place on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that because what I see in a lot of conscious spaces and events and expos, I don't see so much as talking about sexual healing and talking about trauma or just being that open, safe space to channel. And a lot of it is, I know myself and I know me working with you, we've done a lot of work on our own sexual trauma. And when we start to clear the channel and start to clear the way and step into truth and work with those higher frequencies and the vibrations of love, we're channeling that through. Right. And so the questions that come in, there's no judgment. This container here is a safe space. There's no judgment from us or from spirit or from these dimensional beings or whoever comes in, and it's such a safe space. So just know that. And you can go on our website, eroticspiritpodcast.com. I'll throw that up here on the screen here. And you can ask an anonymous question. So feel free to, if you have questions, go on to Spirit Guides After Dark and submit your question. We'll review it and we'll get to it in future lives.
Yeah.
So,
and it's on the first page of the website. It's at the top. It'll say Spirit Guides at the top. It's Spirit Guides After Dark at the top. You just click on it, and it gives you the option to do that.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't, it doesn't have, they aren't questions all about trauma and stuff. It's like the opportunity to ask the powers of the universe the questions about the birds and the bees and all that stuff. All that stuff that just,
Yeah.
It's like getting it from the horse's mouth. It's getting it from the source.
Yeah. It does not have to be about like trauma. It does not have to be about anything specific. It's whatever's on your heart and you feel that you have a space to ask it in now. So I love it. I love it. And I feel this container building here. I feel like the heart of the container just opening up. So just kind of seeing that energy disperse out, seeing the love continue to build as we open our hearts to that, seeing that love pour into, I'm just feeling like a collective heart opening and a receiving of that energy. And so as I see these beautiful angelics just moving in, and they've already been here, but now they're like in my eye. Like they're like, hello, we're knocking here. I see them coming in here so gently, and I see so many representations of unity, consciousness, and understanding of oneself. And just send a telepathic yes if you're open, and even talking to the souls above, at that higher level for the ones that haven't stepped in yet. And just sharing that love with all that is. Yeah, it's beautiful. So, all right, shall we get into it? Do you have anything else you want to add in?
No. Let's see if anybody has any questions. Feel free to comment or write in with any questions. If not, we just start busting out our own.
Yeah, we got a good list over here, and I have a good question that I'm interested in. But let's see, do we have any? I don't see any comments in here. All good. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like, share it out, and I'm gonna pop this question on the screen. This is a beautiful. Okay. So, how is union or bonding experienced across dimensions?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
How
Oh,
is union or bonding experienced across dimensions?
hmm Ah, gosh.
You go first.
Yeah, I feel so much. Woo! I feel so much love coming into my heart space. And that love is so purely unconditional, which is really interesting when I know people, even including myself, when it's like you have to state the fact that it's unconditional love. This type of dimensional bonding and union has no separation from source in the universe. The heart of the universe is embodied in one's soul already. It's imprinted, it's already existed. It's the perception of separation, which is not, it's not truly separation. It's just that when you drop into different dimensions and across different dimensions, it can be perceived as we're having this experience. So that looks differently. But the heart of the universe is existing in all that is. And that emotion of love, pure love, moves throughout one's body. And when one knows that they are not separate from all that is, they share in that union effortlessly. They share in that connection and unity as one. And stepping into that unity consciousness, they even feel when when oneself is maybe taking that step into that dimensional plane in conditional love, and it's felt on that soul level, on this other souls that we are connecting with, that union, that bond, and it is felt in those higher dimensions. So it is important to even not judge oneself when they step into that conditional love, but understand the root of that reason that one may want to stay in that space, so that we can step back in to that pure universal heart love with all that is. Yeah, that's what I got.
So bonding through dimensions is only limited by the imagination of the being. So it depends on what they choose to share and who they choose to be in that moment. And it is as varied and precious and unique as each individual. And as each individual coming together, that bond is also unique. So the bonding between any being throughout dimensions is only limited by imagination. All are varied, all are perfect as they are, and all are without exception honored and beautiful. Ooh. Mm.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that.
The imagery I was getting, it reminded me of like snowflakes and like two snowflakes coming together of light and it being the beautiful rays between snowflakes. But then those two snowflakes would branch off and go to two different snowflakes, and it would be totally different. It was like each ray or each relationship or each bonding was beautiful and perfect as it is, but each was as unique as the people.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do I want to say, like the energy coming together between them was its own perfect, unique creation that could not be recreated, but could only be created between those two people. And when they went off to bond with somebody else, it was another unique creation.
Like that.
Kind of helps with jealousy and stuff. It's like, my relationship will not be like anything else with anybody else. It will be its own unique thing. Even if there's
Yes.
more bonding with others, it's its own unique thing. Really
That's so
cool.
special. That's
Yeah.
so special. I love that. I love the visuals too. I just kept seeing a snowman. We'll never be able to create the same snowman over and over.
Yeah.
Um, one's
Yeah.
got a carrot nose, and yeah, like it's its own creation. So I love that. I love that. Oh man, so
That's
beautiful.
cool.
Yeah. I got another question here that I'm gonna pop up, but just a reminder, guys, feel free. We do field your guides here. Feel free to type in the chat anything, any questions on in your heart right now. We are channeling about sex, intimacy, pleasure, and spiritual connection and opening up that space. But if you have something on your mind and heart, let it rip.
And you know what, even if you don't have questions and you're listening, so this is part of what I meant when I said, I wish somebody would channel like this. Like, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for someone to do what we are doing. And there is something about channeling with more people participating, with more people being there to hear the answers. It helps with the channeling. It helps the energy come through more. So just being here and participating helps this be what it is. So just thank you. Thank you for listening and hanging with us tonight so that we can even ask our questions and get cool answers. I was like, this is cool. Yeah.
Good answers. It's like good questions.
Good questions. Good answers.
So yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. Totally agree. So we got another one I just queued up here. What role does curiosity play in connection?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be answered in many different ways.
Oh, yes, it can.
I have my personal answer, and then we'll see what comes through.
Yeah. What's your personal?
My personal answer is curiosity is like the guiding star. Curiosity leads to playfulness. Like, they go hand in hand. If you've got curiosity, there's a reason. And kids are curious. Kids are playful. Curiosity leads to, what do I want to say? An open mind. If you're curious about something, it means it's saying, I don't know. But I want to know. I want to know more. Tell me more. Show me more. So that open mind, that open heart, that playfulness, it allows inspiration. It allows creativity. When I'm curious about something, for me personally, it's my desire. It's my soul perking up and saying, look over there. There's a reason, like, pay attention. Look over here. It's my soul turning my head and saying, buck up, pay attention. That's my answer. What's your answer? No.
My answer, I keep hearing curiosity equals presence. And there's more rolling in about this as it comes in here. But there's a point in time where we can be worried about things. We can be just focused on the future or the past and just so hyper focused on those things that it actually takes us out of the presence. Now, when we're curious, when it's more like we'll see how this goes. Not necessarily like, oh, I wonder if it will work out this way or this path or this, and just being open. It's like this openness, and the flow of that energy brings in so much more than saying, oh my gosh, I wonder if it is going to be this, or if it is going to be that. It's really opening this channel of potential that can be limited when our minds get in the way of really, of any of it. So I'm hearing presence, and that presence is really key in connecting with people and being in a space where we can receive and give without judgment, and just being, and it's also bringing in this playfulness too. I hear that. I'm just hearing like a lot of laughter, and like just curiosity, bringing in the potential for silly things to happen, and creating very miraculous ways of being. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I love that.
I'm going to tune in and ask. Curiosity did not kill the cat. Curiosity is what took the cat to the next level. When you are curious about something, you are opening up your heart to the inspiration of the universe. When you're curious about something, it is us tapping you on the shoulder and letting you know that your spirit is speaking, that it is trying to get your attention, and that it is asking you to look beyond your limits and be more than you think you can be, to envision more than you think is possible. When you are curious, it is your imagination asking you to step onto the playing field and participate with the creative field of the universe and with life. Curiosity is one of the greatest guiding forces in your tool belt and in humanity. Your curiosity is one of your greatest gifts. Use it. Use it well. Use it wisely. And don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of looking foolish. Don't be afraid of saying, I do not know. It doesn't matter. What matters is the choice to step beyond what you know, to step into the unknown and learn what is possible, and allow life to bring you more of what is possible outside of what you think your limits are. Ooh.
Yeah.
So I'm asking who's coming through tonight. So before we get started, the angels and archangels always come in. They always come in. They always hold the container. They just curious.
They are. Yep.
Yeah, I know. Angels are holding the container for the sex show. So hey,
they are.
But it's a big group of different beings that are coming through. I call it our podcast group. When we were doing our podcast, that a lot of these beings are there. Ooh, and they're just amazing. It's like having sex teachers on tap. That's what it reminds me of. It's like these are the beings that are coming through, like Elohim.
Yes,
that's a type of angel. Yeah, Elohim coming through tonight, big, and just.
I was seeing them.
They're so loving, so compassionate, and so no nonsense at the same time. They're just. So yeah, that's just when I say they or who's coming through. This is who's coming through tonight.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that on the I've seen the Elohim come in, and like they're just like, it's like, for me, they came in today or just before as like one, and it's like one big, like just one big, and then I see kind of in the different dimensions and I just see like multiples, but then like it just quickly moves back into that one for me. But,
You
yeah.
almost said it again tonight. So we were recording the podcast, and before we do an episode, different beings come in for different episodes. But the Elohim came in like this, and Jenna's sitting there in the chair, just totally blissed out. And I said, "What's going on?" And she goes, "The Elohim are in my eyes." Dying. I was like, and you almost did it again tonight. I was like, the Elohim in my eyes. And
Yeah.
That's how it feels. They're like right here and they're big.
Yeah.
The Elohim are here.
Yeah, that's really funny. I do remember that. Yeah, they're really, there's no missing them. And if you don't see them, I know that's actually what they're saying is like they're part of the collective that was coming in for me before with that, like the topics on universal love and the heart. And I would like the love that was moving through my body. And they're like tickling my third eye. They're like, "Yep, that was us." And it's really all of them collectively, but like it's such a unity consciousness, but it's so loving. So even if you don't see, it's like they're always there. Yeah, they're always there.
The Elohim are also these big angels. When I am shown natural disasters, or actually preventing natural disasters, when there are parts of the world that are shaky and shit needs to be held down, they come in and they anchor energy. I've just seen hundreds of them, thousands of them, columns of them holding down like a place along the coast, or just certain places. Elohim also do that. They just flash me that image. We have so much more help than we think we do. And I just want people to know that there's so much more that goes on behind the scenes. So, but we are the bosses of this creation, so you have to ask for help.
Yes,
You
free will.
got to ask. So don't think you're powerless, and don't think your prayers go unanswered or that they have zero power. When you pray for somebody, oh my, it's you have all of these beings that jump when you pray.
Yes.
Whether you believe, you don't have to have religion, you don't have to have anything but desire to help somebody, and they jump. There are so many times where I want to help somebody or do something, so I tune in and I go to, tune into my guides. Like, what can I do? Give me actionable steps. I can drive down there now. What should I do? And 90% of the time, it's you need to sit down and pray for them.
Yeah.
It is power. So know how much power you have. Don't be afraid to pray for people, and know that it's not just wishy-washy wishes going out into the ether. It's power. So, folks, use your...
Oh,
I don't know. They're telling me get off my soapbox.
No, I think it was the energy. I feel like the energy of that transmission coming through, that it just like kicked out for one second. It was like bam. So
Jenna, do not take out the electronics. You can't do that tonight.
Actually, yeah, I did not plug in, but yeah. Anyways, on that note, I'm plugging in right now. So, but we have this comment here that came in before, and we were just chatting here. And it came in after you were channeling.
Great.
So an expansion of the boundaries of our known universe unique to ourselves.
Oh, I like that. That is the most poetic expression of our box that we live in, our own unique box, that I have ever heard. and expansion of the boundaries of our known universe unique to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
That is the most loving expression of, we say stepping outside of our box.
Yeah.
I love that. That is the most, yeah. I'm going to take a picture of that. Hold on.
Yeah. I feel like that's actually should be on a t-shirt too.
That should be
power surge. There's a power surge. I plugged in.
Yeah, there was a power surge.
I plugged in. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh
Thank you
man,
for that. Yes.
it's beautiful.
We all have to have our box.
Beautiful. Yeah, we do. So I have. It's funny.
Electronics are, yeah.
I just plugged in, I swear. I just plugged in and then I got kicked. So, this is it was a good reminder to always be plugged in to the Ethernet because yeah, it tends to happen. So all good. All good. We're back in action. And then I just plugged this question on. And I'm all about safety. So, what supports a sense of safety and intimate connection? What supports a sense of safety and intimate connection? Okay. I have coming in, I just heard, know thyself. and a big part of this is actually connected into like boundaries too. Like I'm hearing all these words coming, boundaries, like you get a boundary, but we have to know ourselves and where we're at. We have to know when we feel unsafe or triggered or activated. We have to know the difference between that, or even just some loops in mental energy, maybe repeating the potential of the old wounds, but it's just a reminder, right? Just a subtle like, hey, we're integrating this now, and we're not actually being activated or triggered. We're just remembering and stepping into the embodiment of truth and knowing that we are safe. So there's this dial here where it is a journey, and it is a journey to start to dive deeper into what this means for us and where we stand. And then that's when we can create our own space, because someone else can hold a safe space, but they cannot create a safe space for someone else if they do not know what they need. And if we know what we need and we express and communicate that in a loving way, or even just in a way that is just getting that expression across that is more foundational, then we can create that safe space and intimacy. Then we can create that connection outside of ourselves by knowing thyself. So
that's so interesting that came through. I had a great teacher, a great mentor for like 15 years, and had my own trust issues and really some really crummy relationships. And she goes, you don't ever have to put your trust in anybody, ever. All you have to do is trust yourself and trust your own judgment in any given situation. That's what it really comes down to, knowing and trusting yourself. So wise words. And that's what your message exactly reminds me of. Let me ask. I want to ask and see what comes through. What supports a sense of safety and intimate connection? To thine own self be true. That is the sense of safety. When you are true to your own purpose, your own soul, your own light, and honor the life that you are choosing to live, that is where your safety is. Your safety is in honoring who you are and why you are choosing to do what you do. It is your intentions that create your safety. It is trusting your intentions that creates your safety. The quality of the energy that you put out is the quality of the energy you receive. You live in a world in which the only control you have is over yourself. You live in a world of extreme situations, of extreme times, of extreme dichotomies and disparities. You are the only equal deciding factor in your universe and your life. So you and what you choose to create and what you hold dear and true to your heart, your values, are what create your safety. And what you think you deserve, all of those things. Ooh. Wow.
I like that.
I feel like I feel like that could have gone on for a long time. I felt like there was like whole dissertations like that could have gone down many different rabbit holes. Like there
It,
was just more and more and more.
it could have, and I got so on the entering space and like of that energy and that transmission was like trusting yourself. And I kept hearing to help support people, what is a tool, what is something that you have used to help yourself to start to trust yourself? What's something that you've used over time to cultivate that trust? Or even even if you want to ask.
Ask the question. I can share. That's a good question for myself to
Yeah,
trust
you on the
myself.
spot.
Yeah, honestly, it's been giving myself permission to feel what I feel and to make decisions based on those nudges and feelings that have absolutely no reason or logic.
Hmm?
Uh, it's it's making and trusting it and just going with it. And again, giving myself permission to feel how I feel about something, period, and not having to rationalize it. So, and if that, and then the more I acted on it, the more my life got better. And then it gave me more confidence to do it again and do it bigger to the point where, if someone wasn't good for me, I could just leave and be like, yeah, I'm sorry, I gotta go, and just leave it at that. Where before it would have been, that would be not, it's not polite, and I don't have a good reason, and talk myself out of it. It's like, nope, I'm getting the nudge. I'm gone. Peace out. May the force be with you. Godspeed. I hope all is well with you, but I'm gone, and
Yeah.
then doing that. How about you?
Yeah. For me, and I have to say this too, because it kept coming in. The proof is in the pudding. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm first like, what? That's such a weird saying if you think about it. I'm like, okay, like that's a weird saying, but it was after what you were saying about like, oh, your life got better. Like,
Mhm.
wow. Yeah, for me, it's very similar. And I like to, some of the words that I use is it feels like an embodiment of all of this like healing, right? Like there's society or parents or generational stuff or family stuff that's like everyone else's voices, right? And so
Mhm.
I've been living my life, right? Like unawake, I remembered. And that was my compass. I didn't know it. It was completely unconscious. So doing the healing work, I start to release those voices, and I start to then hear my voice
Mhm.
and realize that it's coming from love as opposed to fear. Like anytime there's like really big fear, a lot of times it's just like the whispers of those old voices. So I say take that action step forward, because then it actually, the ego starts to calm when it sees everything's fine. Oh, everything is actually fine. And then it reinforces and validates that trust. So we sit in that mental loop of that old voice, or like even the whisper of it. Like now we're aware that there's someone else's voice. There's still a whisper, and if we stay in that loop, it's just validating it. It's like it just keeps going, and it's like, oh, see, I shouldn't trust, right? So it's like the action step forward, even if it's a baby step forward. And it's like, I'm gonna put this pinky forward and see what happens.
Honestly, I think baby steps are incredibly important. If there's a movie, it's called What About Bob? It's got Bill Murray in it. Hilarious movie. One of those really slapstick, almost frustrating movies, actually, but it's really funny. And Bob is like so neurotic, he can't like leave his apartment. And the only way he can, it's by doing baby steps. So he'll be like, baby steps to the front door, and he takes these little shuffling steps, and then he's like, baby steps to the elevator, and then he shuffles to the elevator. And I think about that movie a lot when I'm having a hard time. I have learned in my life that when I take steps that are too huge and I shock myself with them, like kind of like chucking myself into the deep end of the pool, it's re-traumatizing to me. Like it's unkind. It's better to do baby steps and then build that confidence up with the baby steps, just a piece, and then celebrate it. Celebrate it big. Yeah.
Celebrate.
About celebration.
So do we Geminis like our celebration?
Celebrate everything, but baby steps, taking baby steps, and then the steps just get a little bit bigger. But sometimes going too big too fast is just like taking a kick to the head.
Yeah. And there is actually a science behind this, and I started to learn this during when I had PTSD, and then when I had a loved one kind of going through a treatment, and they were talking, and I actually learned it from the center, where they started talking about neural pathways and new experiences. And so we give ourselves these new experiences, and our nervous system and our body is rewiring around that. So even if we have done all this healing work and we've gone in the shadows, when we actually take the step forward, we're creating those new experiences. And with those new experiences, we're still going to have this like hint of like this remembrance of, like, our system might kind of be like, ooh, like, what is that? And our system is rewiring. Our pathways in our body is making new connection points. So it's so important to recognize that, even if it's like, oh my gosh, like I need to go heal that again. It's like, oh, maybe we just need to integrate and take more steps slowly at a pace that is resonant with where we need to be. So that is what I have learned in my journey.
Wise, very, very wise. Ooh, I'm glad you brought science into it.
Yeah, it is science. It is literally science. And they teach this stuff to, I mean, maybe they did teach it in my science class and I was not paying attention. But I don't think so, but you never know. But like to be able to teach this in all around, like I want to hear it from that treatment center, and like helping people with, maybe there was like addiction issues and all these things. Like, yeah, create the new experience, guys, because our brain only knows this one way. Right. And then we fill it in with something new, and it takes time. It doesn't take a day. It doesn't take 2 days. It takes weeks for things to really actually start to like rewire and be settled into these new experiences. So that means doing things over and over, right?
That's really, for me, that's really encouraging, because those baby steps, especially when we're so used to like instant gratification, like watching a show and everything's resolved in an hour,
Yeah. Yeah.
to be like, oh, why am I not further along? This is taking, why am I
Yes.
still having blah, blah, blah? And it's like baby steps, just a
Steps.
piece at a time. It takes time,
Mhm.
patience, time,
Yeah.
compassion.
Time and compassion, yeah. And it doesn't, like, the one thing I hear in the spiritual space and a lot of that, or like people who are on the journey, and I know it because I said it myself. It's like, oh, I need to like heal that. Oh, there's something there. There's a block. There's got to be, right.
Hmm.
And it's the integration piece that wasn't dropped in. And I remember some point early last year, there was a part where I was like sitting on the beach, and I came to this self-realization and spiritual awakening to like that part and that experience I had healed. It was like I was seeing spirit show me visions, and my higher self show me visions of like the bottom of the barrel, and there's nothing else left, right? Like we
Hmm.
can get caught in that mental energy, in that loop of like, I need to fix it, right? But it's just the rewiring of it and actually integrating it. And so that is just as important yeah, just as important there.
Creating a new pathway. You're creating a new way. It takes
Yeah.
time. It takes a minute.
Yeah. Yes. So as we went on our beautiful, we went on that for a reason. So we're
Yeah, that was a nice rabbit hole. I think that was a good rabbit hole to go down.
yeah, yeah. And I know we have some people viewing here, guys. If you're loving what you're viewing, hit that like button, support us there. If you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. We're on Erotic Spirit Podcast, so come on. And I don't know, I think we have a time for like another question or two. So if you guys have any questions, chat it in. And if not, I just queued up this other question, beautiful question here. What does grounded sensuality look like?
Oh, that's interesting. That almost sounds like an oxymoron to me. Like
Yeah.
those like grounded and sensuality don't belong together. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, if however it comes in for you, if the words don't
Yeah.
flow.
No, but I'm just saying I didn't realize that's how like sensuality is an earthy thing, but I don't think of it that way. I think of sensuality as a spiritual thing. That's
Oh
so
yeah.
weird. That's so interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
I
ask.
hear you. I do hear you on that. And what I get's coming in for that too is the grounded word for me feels like it's like I'm in my body,
Mm,
and that it's not. And I see what you're saying too, because I see like this spiritual way of connecting into the senses. So sensuality, if you're not aware of it, it's connecting, helping one to get present through the senses, like through tasting and smelling and touching, or feeling and hearing and seeing, and like being able to really, I mean, it helps one get present. So I think of this space here as the embodiment of, or being in the body. I keep hearing body, so I'm like embodiment. Being in the body and grounding into those senses, grounding in deep as we can go. So I'm seeing like a river flow and water just flow, and hearing the sound of it. And maybe we get in the river and we feel the water moving on us, or we just visualize ourselves in that space, and being able to be really present with that moment. And that feels like I'm back on earth. Like it feels like I'm back in my body, but like my mind is back on earth. It's back in the present moment, instead of like what's this going to do, and what's that going to do, and how am I going to get through that. Just being able to, yeah, really be in tune with one's mind in a way that it's not trapping oneself in future or past. It's completely not even just still, it's just with that moment. So that's what I got.
I'm going to ask, so what does grounded sensuality look like? Grounded sensuality is practical pleasure. Grounded sensuality is understanding the pleasure principle, and that pleasure has as much to do with life and spirituality and growth as pain does. You have learned from pain for millennia. You can learn just as much from pleasure. Grounded sensuality looks like enjoying your present moment. It looks like using simple, everyday activities as spiritual practice. Drinking your coffee in the morning, focusing on that moment, focusing on the feeling of the coffee without other thought, without the TV on, without worrying about your day or thinking about what you have to get done. In that moment, in savoring that one experience, you have just created a spiritual practice around pleasure and staying grounded in the present moment. That is grounded sensuality. That is using one of the greatest gifts you have given, your pleasure, for the highest good of all and for grounding more light into the world, for grounding more light into your life. And in recognizing the present moment, you are giving yourself more opportunities to receive more pleasure, more gratitude, more things to be grateful for. Use pleasure to your advantage. Pleasure has been equated with a dirty word. Pleasure can be one of the greatest sacred moments of your experience. Ooh, I like that.
I like that. Oh man. That was flowing into another question too that I had that I was like, oh, like that's funny that that was going in that direction because I had this pop up as pleasure distraction from spirituality, and you kind of were.
Wow. They answered it. They knew.
I had that queued up too. I was like, the fuck? Like, we're getting two with one here, a 2-for-1 special. So we're here every Thursday.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was really
awesome. That was cool.
Yeah, that was really nice there. I literally had that queued up. I was like, I guess what? I'm not going to get to ask it, but I wanted to throw it up because yeah, I mean, it just to like solidify in that foundation and looking at, I mean, pleasure is such a broad word, right? So pleasures of life is everything. Pleasure of enjoying, right? Eating an apple, right? Or, the pleasure of eating whatever one might want to eat, just allowing oneself to completely be in the moment and being present and like pleasure is presence and pleasure, they're one in each other. And what is not more spiritual than being truly present and conscious of one's desires, one's not only just being present with that, but actually fulfilling that and being motivated consciously, right, by that, and allowing one to really step into that. That's one's true self. One's true self and being really present and conscious. They're all intermingled. And that's spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
That's spiritual. That's spirituality there for you.
I was just thinking about the whole pain thing. When we are in pain, especially if it's great pain, boy, does that slap, like it'll slap me into the present moment, because it's like you can't focus on anything else. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
bam, you are
Yeah.
there. Uh, but great pleasure, it can be the same way, especially if we do it consciously. If it's a conscious thing, like focusing on pleasure consciously to the point where it's bam, it's just right there, just that peaceful, pleasant moment. Um, Drawing in more of those peaceful present moments. Like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I was just thinking about it. It's like, why do we learn so much from pain? It's like it makes it so we can relate to each other. But boy, it's you are in the moment when you
Yeah.
hurt. There's
Yeah.
nothing else to focus on. It's like, what if you're right, consciously did that with pleasure?
Yeah. Consciously with intention. And that's spirituality, like intention.
Mhm.
And where, like, who am I? Not as what society deems or what I've learned. And you have to be really present and conscious and move and flow with that energy too. So
Yeah.
it is a journey. It
Yeah.
is a journey. Well, I have been enjoying tonight just so much. I have. I'm going to pull up a couple things here just to remind people. Here is our website, eroticspiritpodcast.com. Feel free to check it out and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we're on Spotify and Apple, and we will have some juicy episodes coming in here very shortly. Should be next week sometime. And so you'll start to see lots of beautiful episodes there. We're here every week channeling. So feel free to go on the website, Spirit Guides After Dark, and get an anonymous question in there that we can answer on the lives here. So we got lots of stuff coming for you there. And now I'm going to pop up your info here.
My website, it's my name. It's www.angelashelby.com. Lots of good information on there about dreams, about energy healing, about just being a balanced human being. Yeah, please feel free to tune in and look. I do something called a weekly channeled message for humanity. I just ask the powers that be what message they have for humanity at this time. And that comes out on Sunday. I missed last Sunday. I had the flu. We were both down with the flu. It was, yeah, we were just down and out for a while. But yeah, please feel free to tune into those. And thank you. Thank you for hanging with us tonight. It was so nice to have your energy here and to be with us.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, love it. So thank you for that. And here's my info popped up, myawakeningwithin.com. You could check it out if you're looking for any one-on-one sessions working with Akash. I have some events, some in-person events coming up here, manifesting. I have a workshop, I have a retreat. So feel free to subscribe there. And I have these beautiful attunements starting next week. So check that out there as well under the events and my website. And we will be here again next week. So come on back, and I look forward to seeing you then.
Mm-hmm.